Okay, if your tub spout is dripping when you divert the water to your shower head, what you need to do is pull that spout off and reset it. The distance might not be properly. The copper comes out of the wall and you cut it to the proper distance, and yours might be off a little bit. All it does is block the water when you pull that knob up, and some of them just drip a little bit. It's not uncommon.
It's the weekend. It might be the best time to hire it done. Because if you don't, you might have a FOMO. Right? The FOMO.
A FOMO?
Yeah,
I don't
FOMO.
think you're using that correctly.
I just wanted to say, I read it earlier and I said, oh, FOMO. Anyways, good morning, Erica.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fabulous,
Right?
as always.
We got this bomb cyclone coming. What do you think, Ron? Do you think there's you know what a bomb cyclone is? There any plumbing in that?
No, what's about?
A bomb cyclone is when the weather is so crazy climate changing that it's like a bomb. It's an actual weather term.
When's this?
It's going to be warm this
Today.
morning, rainy this afternoon, then this high pressure cold is going to come in. It's going to create a bunch of wind. And then high winds, maybe freezing, maybe,
All weekend?
Yeah, it starts like Saturday night.
Wow, give him a generator. Get the generator ready, I guess.
Right?
Yeah. No, I didn't hear anything about it.
You didn't?
I don't pay much
What, are you living
attention.
under a rock?
I don't watch the news, man. All it is politicians fighting and lying, so I've given up. I can't deal with it anymore.
Listen, the economy is so good that even Jesse Smollett hired 2 people.
Okay. Is this a home improvement show?
Not today.
It's the politics of home improvement. We're going to make remodeling great again. Anyways, Erica, how are you?
It's Saturday. It's really early. I'm with Adam Helfman.
7 o'clock is the new 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Jeez.
I used to have a show on in Boston at 6 a.m. and there was callers lined up on the phone lines waiting to ask questions. Why is that? Because people are early risers today, E.
When you got a Jones for home improvement, you get up and out of bed early, right?
Okay. You get a Jones for me.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Knowledge.
Anyways, it's a great day. I want everyone to understand that. And we have a really, really packed show, so we got to get through a lot of good content because the listeners demand that we give them good information. Right, Ron?
I agree.
So let's go right into the mailbag.
Let's go to the mailbag, brought to you by the UPS Store. The UPS Store. Pack, ship, print, mailboxes, and more.
Shout out to Mike Demeter. He's listening. What up, Mike D? In the place to be. All right, so in the mailbag, dear Adam, I have an old 40-gallon water heater, and it's in my house. It needs to be replaced. My question is, should I go for a 50-gallon high-efficiency model, or these tankless I've been reading about? Anyways, thank you. Love the show. Jenna from Grand Haven. Thanks, Jenna. Anyways, Ron, you're a plumber, master plumber, over 30 years, right?
Yep.
Shelby Mechanical.
So she wants to go either between a 50-gallon high efficiency or 40-gallon tankless.
She's ready to go with she's ready to get rid of her 40-gallon.
Well, what I would say, she's got a 40-gallon, correct?
Yeah, she's getting rid of it. Going up the B pipe.
Right. So I usually ask them a couple questions. Well, first thing, why they want a 50-gallon power vent or a tankless, or what they heard about the power vent. Because normally a tankless, if she's by herself, it's really not worth the investment. They're a great unit. But if she doesn't have a need for it,
okay.
Most of the time her need might be a 40-gallon.
Well,
just replacing that 40 for 40.
What is it? Let me ask you a question. Let's break this down for her. So if she just goes from her old 40 to a new one, how long can you get out of a new 40-gallon water heater?
I would say between 9 to 16 years.
Okay,
now,
so
on average.
So you're good for how much does Shelby Mechanical charge to pull out a 40 and put in a new 40 in?
I believe that's $11.70 installed.
Okay, $11.70.
Right.
And can you give it to her for $10.99?
Yeah, we always work deals out. We always have a $100 coupon.
We're wheeling and dealing all the time.
Yeah, 7 a.m. We're saving money.
We'll work with everybody.
So about $1,000 for a 40.
For a 40, yeah.
If they call you.
Yeah.
Said they heard it on Heard It. Okay, I love
exactly.
that. A 50-gallon. Now let's assume Jenna has a family. She probably wants to upgrade, and she said power vent. So that means it's going out the side.
That's a high efficiency now.
Save energy?
Yes, it's a better tank. If she doesn't have power in the area now, we got to run electricity to it also because the 40 standard doesn't require power.
Question. Oh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
However, most water heaters are next to the furnace.
There's usually power in the area.
Yeah. So it's not, but you still have the cost of adding power.
But not always. We might have to vent it somewhere else too.
You can't just put an extension cord?
No. I've seen it. Yeah.
You have, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we don't recommend that. Okay, so but what is a 50-gallon power vent? Let's assume with all the electrical and all that.
Those are around between $1,700 and $1,800 installed.
Okay, $1,700, $1,800.
And our install prices, we remove their old tank, dispose of it, the whole.
You don't just drop it.
We just don't
at the
charge
street.
extra for everything, no.
Okay, smart. That's good. And how long do those last?
Same thing there. Anywhere they average. Now, I don't think they're made as well as they used to be. They anywhere from 8 to 16, 17 years, depending on where they're sitting. Damper basements, they tend to rot out a little quicker.
Okay, well, I get it. And now the tankless, a lot of times people think tankless is endless hot water, but there's benefits. They use less space.
Correct.
They're green. They're energy efficient, but they actually are, 2-3 times the cost?
Yeah, they're in the $36,000 to $4,000 range installed, but we only use Renai's, which I think are by far the best unit, and they have a lifespan of 25 years.
Okay, so long term, and there's little rebates sometimes.
And there's rebates, and sometimes
So it may make it worth it.
Yes.
The key, though, I had a tankless nightmare.
I remember.
I did the flow right. I did it all, but I had like 5 shower heads. So
Right.
when you turn it on, they're pishing out.
Yes.
With it, that's it.
Fishing?
Fishing, yeah. Yes. Like fishing. It's all good.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, well, Jenna, it's all based on cost and flow, I guess.
Right.
All right, well, let's go.
And the thing to remember with tankless is it takes the water a while to get there. They have recirc systems built into them now, but it still takes a little while for that hot water to get to the point of use. But once it's there forever.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I tell them.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more home improvement advice. Maybe you can redo your landscaping without your water bill going up a lot. I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Lot coming up, my friends. This is Adam Helfman. You're listening to Hire It Done. Shout out to We're the Guys. Dina, she's listening. Forget about the others. We got Greg Tittle from Tittle Brothers, Jeff Schleining, Nikki Pointer, Connie, Jason, Noah, Jared, Jesse.
Jarrett.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a friend of mine.
It could be. So we got a lot going on. Is that my phone? Or no?
No.
Sometimes
It was me.
I screw it up sometimes. I don't know. I didn't know. We go on. We have a. If you want to see this on Facebook, folks, just go to Hire It Done on Facebook. You can watch us live.
See our lovely faces.
Yeah. So, Ron, you're a plumber. You've been a plumber for 30 years. Shelby Mechanical. You service all over Metro Detroit.
Yep. Ann Arbor, Lansing.
So let's do a segment called "Do It Yourself" versus "Hire It Done."
Cool.
Hire it done versus do it yourself. We'll settle this once and for all.
They're playing
Brought
a
to you
march.
by PPG Paints. PPG Paints. We protect and beautify the world.
I almost want to start singing the MSU theme song, right? All right. Anyways, I think installing a toilet is one of the things that most homeowners think they could do themselves. Okay. Sure. However, it's also a project most homeowners have no idea how to actually do themselves. Ron, you're a professional. Is a toilet a do-it-yourself project? In fact, if you say to me, "Hey, Adam, I bet you go to the big box store, buy any toilet, go to YouTube, watch a couple videos on how to install a toilet, and then a couple hours later, you could probably sit on it and enjoy it." Yes, no, maybe so.
You? Or the general
Me.
Public.
Wow. Well, I don't know if you got close enough to the toilet to pull the old one. That would be the issue, right? Is you're near it. But I think that the average person could. I really do.
It's a lot more physical than you'd think.
They are heavy, depending on what they buy.
The wax ring doesn't always.
Yeah, how do you pull? Do you peel?
Put
it
a
off
new
the-
wax ring.
Do you peel the old one off?
Yeah,
though?
just peel it off. Just
Use
put on
your
rubber gloves and just grab it, or use a screwdriver and scrape it off. And
It's really the mental thing that happens, right? Because when you take the toilet out, you start to think about how many years this toilet's been in service, and
yeah,
you're right there.
the wax rings are usually pretty nasty. But that's the important part in tightening the water supply line, but and tightening the tank to the bowl completely.
So depending on how much skuts and schmutz is on the toilet area.
It's a pretty simple process. I've talked people through it over the phone.
Okay, so
I'll do that to help them out.
okay, so is there how much savings is there? to do it yourself?
Well, I mean, we would charge $265 to come out and set a toilet. If they purchased it. I mean, a lot of them. We do a lot of that for elderly. We let them go buy the toilet. We'll go pick it up at Home Depot so they can, if they want to buy it there, wherever they get it, we'll go get it for them just to help them out.
So what if they just say to you, "Hey, get me a toilet"?
I usually don't because you end up in a mess. They're, I don't like that one. The same thing with faucets. There's so many different kinds. We say, you go buy it, we'll hook it up.
Toto.
It's much easier
Kohler.
to send a customer out to pick
it up and install it.
And that way you get the butt for every seat part of it covered, no pun intended. So you can go to a design center and pick your commode. You can go to Home Depot and pick your commode.
If anyone wants
Let me
a
ask
toilet,
you if there's a point where, so if you pull the toilet off and you have to replace the flange and the bolts, or there's something rotted under there, what is the point where somebody should identify, okay, I really can't finish this, I need to call somebody? At that point,
you see that flange is busted, cracked, or you got rotten wood, that's the time to call somebody.
And a lot of the do-it-yourself frame of mind, what I find diffuses that often is I'll say, hey, look, I don't know what you do for a living, but I'm probably not going to be good at it by the weekend. Right. And that kind of you take a step back and can it be done? Sure. But, do you want it to be perfect?
Well, here's my other point on that. I tell people, listen, what is your hourly rate as a person? Oh, I make a salary. Okay, so divide that by 40. Yeah. What's your hourly rate? How long should a toilet take for someone who's never done it? 3-4 hours? Right? So, I tell people, I'm $500 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm high end. Right?
Yep.
So it's $2,000 for me to come and put your toilet in, right?
Yeah.
But when you buy a toilet from me, you get the squatty potty.
Squatty potty.
Have you seen those?
Yes,
I love mine.
Yep.
It works.
It works.
It made a difference in my life. It's the truth. Now, what about comfort
commercial's
height?
The best for that with the unicorn and the ice cream.
Yeah.
That is a really good commercial.
That's amazing. I can't, and they're over here taking words out of your show. Jeez.
I don't understand it. Ron, comfort height toilet. Is that popular now?
Be very popular.
What is the difference between a normal toilet and a comfort height toilet?
A few inches.
Comfort versus no comfort?
Yeah. They range 17 to 19 comfort height.
I love mine.
Yeah, they're worth it. If you go into a house that doesn't have it and you've got them, man, it feels like you're falling.
Yeah, it feels like you're about to go down.
Grab something on your way down. It's like, whoa, what happened here?
Okay, so I love a comfort height toilet. How about a heated seat?
I've never had a need for that yet.
Oh, you haven't had one yet. That's the reason. It's like a heated floor or a heated towel.
We rented a place one time on vacation, and it had like the GTXR 9000 toilet, and it had the heater, it had air.
Right. The diffuser, Bluetooth.
The whole 9 yards.
There's nothing better than that. Toto makes a good
Something
one.
else.
The Kohler one is the one I have. And I have a Gaboret, whatever.
Right.
Which
Those
is all
nice.
exciting.
The square one. They got a nice square one.
That's the one I have.
The automatic lift, the seat.
Mine doesn't automatic lift.
Everything.
It's the old school one, but it's got the fan. It's got the built-in bidet, the male-female button.
You don't have the foot pedal, though, right?
That's
No.
maybe
haven't
I
got you
should
that yet.
innovate and create an outdoor living bathroom.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not good in the rain.
But if it's undercover, right? We could have screens.
Let's call it an outhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
porta potty.
Here's an idea. Feed fish mayonnaise. So when you get them, there's
What if I put toilets in my new she shed idea?
I'm in.
There you go.
Instead of chairs, toilets?
Then why
I was going
would
to do a show, the whole show on a
why
toilet.
leave? You don't have to. When you're
do it.
having a lot of beer, you can just sit there and.
Well, yeah, then you never have to go back in the house.
Let me ask you a question, Ron. If someone calls you up and says, I just want my plumbing checked out, and could you do like a plumbing overhaul, look at everything in the house? Should someone drain a water heater once a year or not really? Doesn't matter.
If you haven't done it, don't start. If it's something from the day you purchased it, it went in, then you can do it regularly. But if it's been sitting there for years, I wouldn't mess with it. And the new ones now, you don't have to because when they fill, they're designed to rotate water. They create like a tornado effect. It stirs everything up on the bottom. At least Bradford White's
Tell
do.
them the story about my hot water tank.
I did tell him a little bit about the smell earlier before you got here. And those new rods are working.
It's incredible.
Well,
He
I
fixed
mean,
it.
what happened?
Saved me.
Like
Tell us the story.
Jared's on a well.
He's
right?
on a well, yeah.
So you have a high sulfur content?
It just, it got to the point where, and I didn't realize that in a gas unit, as much as I think I know about, contracting, I didn't know that there was a rod in a gas tank as opposed to an electric. And so,
Magnesium.
Ron was like, hey,
They could change to aluminum diode. There's a couple
Yeah,
ways.
he had the
They have
zinc. He had the
multi-
original zinc, and then we switched to that multi.
Right, and that chemically reacts to the water, which then diffuses. There's like an ion or whatever. It's like an added electron or something.
Within a week, it's back to as good as it was ever going to be.
Perfect.
I couldn't believe it.
Do you get any staining?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. We have a lot of iron in the
rust
water
filter.
too.
Do you have a rust filter?
No, I have a whole house filter that takes
got
it out.
it.
But nonetheless,
Ron, if someone wants more water pressure in their house, they have city well water or well, and they want more water pressure. Can you come out and say, "Oh, we have the special Grundfos pump or something"?
Well, no, we can look at it and see what's there. Could be a lot of things causing that. Old pipes, something plugged in the line. I mean, I pulled a mouse out of a copper line one time. And,
oh gosh!
And,
was it alive?
No, it was doing a backstroke. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. PEX piping is a replacement for copper.
Yes.
Okay. If you have a half-inch copper line, supply line, going to a shower head,
Correct.
do you go 3/4? Do you go 1 inch for PEX, or you can still go half-inch?
I still go half to the shower head, but I just did mine all in 3/4.
And the reason is more pressure, more water, more volume. What is the reason why?
I did because I wanted to be able to run multi-heads. So I went 3/4, and then you without getting too involved, you do a loop in the wall. You don't like put heads at the end of all 4 fingers, that type of deal. You actually do a loop and then bring the heads off in the middle. So the whole thing creates the pressure equals out.
Right.
It just
once it's pressurized, but
yeah, you're not, because if you just have them right in a line, boom, 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 the highest one might just trickle, and the lower one, you can create without. You'd have to draw it out, but it helps. It helps a lot.
The reason why I ask that is because that's not a do-it-yourself.
No, you don't want to do that yourself.
Right. Is there any other plumbing that you think people can do themselves?
There's a lot of things. I mean, just tightening when they turn their hose bibs on in the spring. There's always the packing nut drips, and I have a lot of women call me, and you know what? FaceTime's great. I'll have them pop on FaceTime, and I'll point them right to what they need to tighten up. And then I got a customer for life.
That makes sense.
We charge a certain amount for a service call, and to come out there and just tighten something and leave, and I don't think it's good for business. I'd rather talk them through it and then tell them to call me when you really need us, and that's helped us tremendously.
Well, that's because you have Kelly.
Yes.
She's a rock star on the phone, right?
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, the gatekeeper.
Which is always good. Well, that's a good segment. I appreciate that.
No problem.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got more Hire It Done. We got some personal questions for you guys when we get back.
All right.
I'm Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. We'll be right back.